So I told you that one of my biggest perfume resolutions this year is to talk about and discover more new underrated fragrances in my channel. So today is the day I will be talking about some of my new loves from the niche and indie perfume houses, and I'm just so excited to let you guys know about them because as of now I think they are pretty much underrated, especially the house of Neydo. If you watch my channel, you know that I have reviewed this house the moment I try them because I truly enjoy their fragrances. I even reviewed the full line to you guys. They are a small indie niche house based in France, and they recently released 3 new perfumes. So today I will talk about them. I have received these perfumes from Neydo in PR since end of December. By the way, all Neydo fragrances are fairly priced, okay? They're priced under $100, so I highly recommend you checking the brand out if you haven't yet. If you're not yet aware, Neydo's perfumes are actually inspired by olfactive dreams. So the scent of their perfumes are actually inspired by someone else's dreams. I love their concept, and in their bottles, the date of the dream is even written. So the olfactive dream interpreted in Chasing Light happened in October 19. Now, let me read you the notes first. So it has bergamot, tamarind, orchid, ambergris, vanilla, and musk. Now, I will say that this is more of like a vanilla scent to me. Very refreshing, soft, and quite uplifting as well. This has a very unique note of tamarind. I haven't seen that in perfumery yet. However, I'm very familiar with tamarind because as an Asian, I used to eat it a lot. I remember every time I do Thailand flights or Manila flights, I hoard tamarind candies because I love how sweet and sour they are. I basically enjoy anything sweet and sour. Anyway, the tamarind in here is interpreted as more of like sweet citrus, and I'm really enjoying it a lot because it is blended with that sweet green vanilla that is somehow reminding me of Nishane's Annie. I can tell that they have something in common. Chasing Light doesn't have the spices though. So I'm talking about just the vanilla that you smell in Nishane Ani. I think it is the same vanilla that is used in here, plus that orchid nuance in the background and that tamarind. It's giving some tartness, sweet and green vanilla, plus that floral orchid in the background. Overall, I'm going to describe this fragrance more of like a soft, sweet and green vanilla scent. Such a lovely perfume in my humble opinion, especially the more it stays on your skin, the more it lingers. I find it actually to be long lasting. Injection is quite soft to moderate. I think it's perfect for the vibe of this fragrance. I really enjoy it and I highly recommend it, especially if you're looking for a unique, cozy, citrusy vanilla. Once again, Chasing Light by Neydo, and I find this fragrance to be unisex. All right, next up is called Pulsation, and this olfactive dream happened in July 11. Now, let me read you the notes. It has incense, sage, honey, apple, fruity notes, honey, once again, tobacco, ambergris, and cedar. I will say the tobacco in here is very smooth and clean smelling. If you remember the tobacco in Neydo's Blonde Redhead, you know, that cold smelling, almost like a smoke kind of tobacco. It's present in Pulsation as well, plus honey and the apple. This is such a sexy and mysterious scent. The inspiration of this perfume is kind of like a sensual dream anyway, and I will say that it is very well interpreted in this fragrance. The honey that is in here is not too cloying or thick. It is just enough to give this fragrance sweetness and at the same time like that sensual feel. I find this fragrance to be quite mysterious and I really enjoy it. Now, I think if you enjoy red fruits in your fragrances, you will love Pulsation. The honey in here is not thick, so it's almost like a diluted honey. So imagine like apples and red berries soaked in the honey water. Yeah, that is the scent of Pulsation, plus the clean white tobacco. It is very unique. I haven't smelled anything like it, so I highly recommend it, especially if you're the type who enjoys unique niche scents. This will definitely one for you to check out. Once again, this is Pulsation from Neydo. This fragrance is perfectly unisex as well. Now, the last scent that I'm going to talk about from Neydo is called Cloud Essence, and this olfactive dream happened in August 28. Now, reading the notes, I was thinking that this will be my favorite out of the three. However, it has that coriander note that I was like very skeptical in the beginning. However, when I smelled this fragrance, guys, I didn't get any coriander at all. So this fragrance has coriander, mimosa, rice powder, milk, vanilla, musk, and sandalwood. This is such a beautiful sandalwood, rice, and musk scent. If you are a lover of a clean smelling and cozy sandalwood and musk combo, you're gonna love Cloud Essence. It kind of reminds me actually of the musk used in Parisian musk. And to me, they're actually very similar. It's just that Cloud Essence doesn't have fig, and instead of fig, Cloud Essence has rice powder. Now, the kind of rice in here, I would say is very soft. So kind of like a milky rice mixed with that yellow floral mimosa. I find the mimosa here to be prominent. So I guess the easiest explanation will be like Parisian musk without fig, creamy and cozy sandalwood musk combo with rice milk and mimosa. It is very soothing. The rice is not too prominent. The rice actually is just in the background. To me, this is more of like sandalwood, musk, and mimosa. The mimosa is very prominent in here. So if you don't like mimosa, then you might not enjoy Cloud Essence. I don't get coriander here. So yeah, luckily I don't get any kind of spices too. I really enjoy this fragrance. Now, if I have to choose though, my favorite out of the three, it will be Pulsation because it's very unique. I don't have anything like it in my collection. However, if I have to decide which one is very wearable and something that I know I will actually wear because it's an easy wear, it will be Chasing Light. Yeah, because this is a vanilla centered fragrance. Now, Cloud Essence is a beautiful fragrance. I think this is the most likable amongst the three, and this is the one that a lot of people will enjoy. However, I have Parisian Musk and Voila de Oc by Yves Rocher. So they're very similar. It's like they're sisters. I really enjoy this fragrance. However, the scent profile is not that unique in my collection. But yeah, I highly recommend still Cloud Essence. You're gonna love it if you are into sandalwood and musk. All right, next up is a perfume that actually surprised me. I never thought that I will enjoy this fragrance so much. And this is called Pink Milk by Lorenzo, Pazzaglia. As the name suggests, Pink Milk, it is really giving gourmand vibes, right? And especially coming from Lorenzo Pazzaglia, he loves making very sweet, intoxicating gourmands. And Pink Milk is one of that. Now, I really enjoy this fragrance. And then as it dries down, I realized why I'm loving it a lot. It is a rose fragrance. So the note breakdown has hundreds of notes. So I'm not going to read them to you. I'm just going to let you know my own interpretation of this fragrance because I find it quite linear, just like any other Lorenzo Pazzaglia's fragrances. This to me smells like a rose and vanilla ice cream. Yeah, that is the description. It is quite powdery as well, especially in the dry down. I think the heliotrope is giving that powdery nuance and it's so beautiful. If you're looking for rose gourmand scent, I highly recommend you Pink Milk. I think the name of the perfume is definitely vibing with the scent that you're gonna get out of this fragrance. It literally, yeah, smells like pink milk. Yeah, rose and vanilla ice cream with like a soft powdery dry down. I absolutely love it. Performance is outstanding. It lasts on me more than 8 hours, and projection is quite good too, especially for the first 2 hours. If the sound of a rose gourmand scent that has a creamy and fluffy texture sounds appealing to you, then I highly recommend you Pink Milk. This literally smells like, yeah, a pink ice cream. And having said that, this is definitely feminine leaning. All right, next up is something that surprised me as well, even though I have a feeling that I will like this fragrance just because of the name and the notes. I was quite surprised that after getting a bottle, I love it even more. Now, this is called Princess of China from Danam. I have tried all the Danam fragrances because I have their discovery kit, and they are really good in interpreting Asian culture in their fragrances. This is the third bottle that I own from Danam, and I am very impressed by the way stories are told in their fragrances because, yeah, basically Princess of China is depicting, yeah, Princess of China. I've been to China several times. I've been to many cities in China, and all I can say is that it is such an underrated country. Beautiful country, guys. I would actually love to come back there one time to discover more of the provincial sites because China is huge. And actually, as I discovered cities in China, I realized that it has a different effect on me. Yeah, they have very good nature. Yeah, I think that's how I'm gonna call it. Anyway, guys, Princess of China. So this is mainly a floral scent, but it is such an elegant floral scent. I'm definitely vibing with this fragrance. So it has peony, pear, white lotus, silk, and lychee. And the notes are perfectly blended. Those are the notes that I'm getting out of this fragrance, mainly peony, lychee, pear. It is so beautiful. If you love peonies in fragrances, you will definitely love Princess of China. This to me as well smells like pink, but in a very elegant and sophisticated manner. I can imagine wearing this fragrance on a daily basis or even like a signature scent. If you're like me, who's not really into full-on floral scents, you're gonna love Princess of China. There's something about it that is floral yet very elegant, soft, and quite ethereal. Actually, the name Princess of China is perfect. I absolutely love this fragrance and so happy to finally own it. Performance, though, I will say is quite moderate. Not a beast, however, not complaining because 4 to 6 hours is just enough in my opinion. It lingers more on clothes. Once again, Princess of China by Danam. And I find this fragrance to be very feminine leaning. All right, and last but not the least is something that I've talked about briefly already in my channel in the last week of December. However, just want to give another shout out to Brace. I wore this the other day and I was enveloped. I will say that if you love Santal 33, however, you don't like the deal vibes of it. Anyway, I don't get the deal vibes from Santal 33, okay? Yeah. If you love Santal 33 and Genetic Bliss by 2787, this is like a combo of those two perfumes. It is musk, ambroxan, woody scent. That is like my favorite scent profile. This is such an underrated niche indie scent, and I just highly recommend you checking it out because this is an everlasting scent. Not only long lasting, but projecting as well. I think that a lot of you will love it, especially if we both have the same taste in fragrances. And I'm talking about fresh, woody, foresty kind of scents. I find Brace to be very sexy and I highly recommend you checking it out. This is from the brand called Stereotype. This is very unisex and very fairly priced as well. So that is the video for today, guys. Those are the new hits of 2026 coming from the niche and indie market. Let me know what you think of them, or if you are interested in any of these fragrances. If you have any niche or indie fragrance that you're loving at the moment, please write me in the comments down below so the community will know as well. And if you want to know more about underrated fragrances, I'm going to pop up a playlist on the screen. Once again, thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you on my next one. Bye!